Cultivate a holistic child. Let's welcome Ms.Ting Lee Hearn.
A very good afternoon, everyone. I'm very great to see that you are present here today, because after the heavy lunch, and now it's come to the time, I assume it's the sleeping time for most of the daddy and mommy, but I really seek for your cooperations, settle down yourself, and don't move away from your seat. Then all the audience here can be focused for just 30 minutes. Every year, before the academia graduations, there are some parents that will approach me. They will ask me, Ms.Ting, my girl and my son just 6 years old. Is it necessary for me to send them to attend these academia graduations? It's waste my time. I need to travel far from Gabon until Tar College. It wastes my energy to spend almost 3 hours for this ceremony and waste my money. I suppose you need to pay 75 ringgits to attend this ceremony. My answer is always, yes, dear, it's not a waste, but it's an earn. Your child will earn a valuable experience that she not going to learn from the book. This is the first time she or he will know what is graduation ceremony look like. And she will earn a very good and sweet memory together with their friends. Your child will just have once 6 years old. And this 6 years old or 12 years old will not repeat again forever. And your child will earn a dream. Never underestimate the power of a dream. Today, there might be a preschool graduate. Tomorrow, there might be a university graduate. So today, we plant a tiny seed in their hearts, and we look forward to harvest it one of the day. Today, I would like to share some sharing, a very relaxed and non-theoretical sharings on education, because I am a practitioner, I am an educator. So I just want to share some valuable experience throughout my education life. So I hope now you can follow me to start my education journey. As you can see, even the photo is a bit blurred, but you still can notice there's a pretty girl standing up there. Don't suspect. It's me. When I was at my 23 years old, I am a degree graduate from UM, and my major is in chemistry and maths. But I am interested in education, so I changed my field after graduates to education field, and I become a secondary school teacher at one of the independent schools at KL. The first day when I report to duty, I'm so ambitious and I'm full of passion. I want to do something big. I want to change my student life. But guess what? After a week, I cry and cry and cry. I complain and complain and complain to my boyfriends at that time, and now it's my husband. I'm so small now. I feel so helpless. I'm so sad and so down. I don't know what I can do for my students. And You know, men, when we share something to them, it's very disgusting. The last suggestion they will give us is, if so stressful, then you just quit. 做到这么辛苦，不用做，我养你。Men never know when the woman is at the emotional stage, they just need a listening ear. They didn't need any suggestion. So, if you can get this message from this seminar, I presume you earned. You will become your wife hero if you stop giving suggestions to your wife when your wife is very emotionally disturbed. You just empathy and listen to her. She will love you more and more. 她会很爱你. And as a mommy, if you can take this message home, I think it's valuable for you to attend this seminar. You will become your child's hero. When your child emotionally disturbed, stop nagging and stop giving suggestions to her. Just listen and empathy to her. So it's just like what I am going through. After I share all my emotional, I throw out all my emotional, and my emotional light is off, I come to a very peaceful stage. I just don't know why, but I know at that moment. What made this dramatic change? What made an ambitious fresh graduate become so small at that time is because this happened in my classroom. The first class that I handled, I'm a fresh graduate. I don't have any experience in teaching. And this scenario really happened in my classroom. At that time, only I realized what is on the movie is true. It's not a script that write out. It's really a true happening in the classroom. The class that I handle is the bottom class of Form 2. In Chinese, we say 放牛班. So most of the students are demotivated. They have no purpose towards learning. Learning for them is no meaning at all. And then 10% of the students is retained students. In independent school, if you fail your final exam, you have to retain for another years. So they cannot find any purpose for learning. So when you enter to the class, they just treat you transparent. You just teach whatever you want to teach. Then they just talk among others, or they just sleep throughout your lesson. So this made me very depressed. Then after I threw out all my emotion, I really come to a stage very peaceful, and a sentence appeared in front of me. Your students will never learn if they don't like you. There's a spark in my mind. I just know, I just enlightenment at that moment. I know I have a misconception towards education. Education is not teaching. If my students don't like me, they didn't accept me, teaching cannot take place. I just don't know how I know, but I realized at that moment, the only thing I can do is I need to communicate with my students. I need to be their friends. What I can do at that moment is not to prepare a perfect lesson plan and step into the classroom and teach them with the perfect skill, teaching skill. What I can do is I need to step into their world, and I have to become one of them. So sooner or later, I can see the change happen. At first, nobody bothered me. Then slowly, they step into my office, start talking to me. treat me as a friend. And after 7 months, I received a love letter for my sleeping prince. I call him sleeping prince because he really slept throughout my lesson. And finally, he awaked and he wrote this letter to me. For me, this letter is very, very meaningful because it's very difficult for a Form 2 boys, and this one is a boy, the Form 2 boys to take up the pens and write a letter for his teacher. You just imagine you want to ask your Form 2 boy to write a letter for you. It's hardly you can persuade him to do this. And the letter sounds like this. To my cute math teacher, I'm very impressed that you have many friends at school, especially most of them are your students. When I wrote this letter to you, I want to praise you. You changed us a lot. At the beginning, we thought you are here to torture us. Any teacher go into the classroom, they thought the monster is coming. This teacher sure come in to torture us. But at last, we know your good intention. You will never notice all your naughty boys here are fighting quietly in the dark. We will prove you with our real strength. Don't forget your smile. Even sometimes, we still will make you mad. For me, this is a recognition award during my secondary school teacher's life. I'm so encouraged and so touching to receive this letter. And at that moment, I received a very important message from the letters. The key word is change. Education can make a change. With the condition, you connect with the students. So this philosophy became my belief until now. Education is not teaching. Education is connection. It's a relationship. If I am a teacher, I want to teach my students, I need to connect with them before the teaching can take place. If I am the parents, I want to teach my child, I need to connect with them. I need to build the relationship with them before I can teach them anything. So I erase all my theory and all my understanding towards education. For me, education is connection. It's a relationship. It's a life influence another life. 教育在那个时候对于我来讲，就是以一个生命去影响另一个生命，然后让另外一个生命产生改变。这个变成我的信念，一直支撑我到今天。And after 3 years, I was in secondary school. I switched my life to peace school educators. I changed my field. Just start with a simple thought. I want something 2 in 1 because I get married at the time and I want to work. And I want, if next time I have a child, I want my child grow together with me, but not with my nanny or baby sister. So I become a peace school educator until now, almost 20 years. And this question always bothering me along my education journey. What is the ultimate goal for education? I'm doing education as a peace school educator, as an educator. What is the final goal I want to achieve through education? What is the final product I want to produce through my education? 我们做教育最终要达到的目的是什么？如果我是一个教育工作者，我连目的也不知道，我会把我的孩子 带去一个什么样的方向 ？And the answer definitely is we want to produce a holistic child. A holistic child is a whole child, an overall balanced child. They are balanced from all the aspects. Start from the mind, smart in mind, and spiritual healthy, knowing the purpose of life, knowing the purpose of the learning, emotional stable, social well with others, and physical fit. This is the final product we want to get from our education. We are not expecting to have a child that's just good in one aspect only, physically fit, but not good in study. Very smart, but not good in character. We want a very holistic child. I think every parents, every daddy, mommy also look forward to have a holistic child. We want this to happen, but what we do is always opposite. And our concern is, we know we want to develop or cultivate holistic child, but how we do it as an educator, how we practice it in our center. We need a program to achieve this. So in MRC, we have this 4-component program. We call it holistic program. It's a complete program to help us to achieve our goal. This 4-component is a must to develop for a holistic child. These 4 components including academic. Academic is the part the child needs to master all the skill and knowledge for learning. And most of the center, they have this component. But our concern is your child needs to study, but how we deliver the curriculum is our concern. And we also have another component. We need to cultivate the talents in your child. Education is not spoon-feed. Education is not fill-in. Education is we want to bring out the talent, the good in your child. And we want to help them to have a very good character. So with these 4 complete components, then only be able to produce a holistic child. We practice this, start from our Toddlers Center, 6 months, continue with the 3Q Center, 4 years to 6 years, then further on to our JSP Center, 7 years to 12 years old. We insist and we practice these 4 components in all our learning centers. The first component, academic curriculum. We need to train our students, have the academic potential, know how to read, how to count, how to write. This definitely, we need to train them. But how we deliver this academic curriculum is very, very important. We cannot train our children just study blindly. We say 死读书，就是除了读书什么都不会。They just know how to study, but other than study, know nothing else. We have a lot of children and even adults also like this. If we check around, some of our friends very good in study, but we always pass a comment, you are just know how to study. Other than study, you really know nothing. We don't want to produce an academic robot like this. So we need some very good method, effective method, smart method to help us deliver our academic curriculum. We want our children sitting very suffering in the classroom and keep on memorize all the data and the knowledge, or we find a fun and easy way for our children to learn. So, for example, enrichment curriculum, we have this feather cut in our classroom. Feather cut is in front, is picture, and at the back is the words. When they join the pictures together, it will form a puzzle. So it's feather cut and puzzle together, we call feather cut. When they join the puzzle together, it will become a complete picture. And teacher will have a picture conversation to the children, will throw all the open-ended questions to the children. And at that time, the words become meaningful to the children. For example, we want to teach Muslim for this lesson. All the Muslim words is no meaning at all for your child, like Muslim bunga, Muslim lulu. But through the question, and through the question the teachers ask the children, they start develop and connect to the words. Why I love Muslim bunga? What is my feelings towards Muslim sejuk? When they have the connection to the words become lively to them. If not, they will just keep on memorize Muslim bunga, Muslim sejuk, Muslim lulu. So all these words will become no meaning for them. So this is the video clip to show how they learn the feather cut in the classroom.
Musim sejuk dan meluncur saji. Okey, ambil musim luru dan berguguran. Dan berguguran, Eugene. Yes. Panas. Betul. Musim bunga. Okey, share game eh. Ambil musim sejuk dan meluncur saji. Meluncur saji.
Musim bunga, musim panas, musim luru, musim sejuk, meluncur saji berguguran.
So this is the scenario that we can see at the end, 10 minutes of all the feather cut lesson. The children look forward to learn. Every time when the teacher step into the classroom and say, today we have feather cut lesson, and I will hear, they will cheer up, oh, feather cut, because they know they are going to have some games and some fun to learn the vocab. We want to ask our children to keep on memorize all the vocab that are not meaning to them, or we want to let them learn in a very fun and effective way. The second way, we also want to teach the children about Muslim, but with another method is SMM method. We put all the words in an image. And this center image will link all the words together. So the children will give a name for this image, and they will capture the image just like the camera like this. They will capture the image, this image in their mind. This is a very, very important skill. We can visualize picture in our mind. This will help us to learn better. If we fail to capture image and visualize image in our mind, it's very difficult for us to learn. We can keep on memorize all the facta and knowledge, and tomorrow we turn to forget all. We always say, 今天背完完，明天忘光光，因为死背，然后所有的文字对孩子来说都是没有意义的，没有生命的。然后通过 feather cut 和精益图的方式，老师用提问的方式跟孩子互动的时候，然后再用故事把所有的文字连接起来的时候，这些文字对孩子才产生了那个感觉跟连接，所有的生字才有了那个生命力。 This the video clip to show how our students learn the SMM map in our classroom.
Itu bunga berkembang mekar. Tang 所有的 flower 一朵一朵开的时候啊，那个就是母性bunga。Sini. Sini. Oke, sini. Musim. Sini. Sini. Ya. 对呀，对的，对嘛，他们对嘛，对开的，OK，接啊，大家来帮你切难难的。OK，
So when they can visualize the center image in their mind, when at the final of the lesson, we want to test the students in ascending order, descending order, or in length also they're able to do. This is not miracle. It's every day happen in our classroom. All the children have the ability to do this. This is the skill that we want to teach to our children, and the skill they can bring and they can learn in their classroom to solve their study problem. And further on, to JSP Center, they will use all the SMM map skills for essay writing. We know most of the center, they will spot the question for the students. The educator, they are very good in analyzing. They will analyze all the questions and they will predict what is the question they're supposed to come out for this year UPSR. Then they will ask the students to memorize these 5 to 10 questions or 20 questions. You just memorize all the article. Then if one of the question gonna, then you can score. But I can tell you, now we have come to CAPA, and we want to cultivate the children's thinking. There's no more essay questions that we can predict. Like this year, the UPSR, one of the questions come out is the last 3 minutes. If your child is never trained before, when he see the question, the last 3 minutes, he will get a shock, and he will go blank at the examination hall. What is last 3 minutes? You want me to write my family, my favorite toys? I can write. What is last 3 minutes? What come across your mind if I mention the last 3 minutes? I assume most of us will say the last 3 minutes in my life. That means your high order thinking skill is not developed yet. You still cannot think out of the box. The last 3 minutes for children, they're well trained in their thinking skill, they are creative, they have imagination skill. They will come out with all the different interpretation towards this title. Like my son, also taking UPSR, then I asked him, what you write for last 3 minutes? He said, very easy, ma, just write last 3 minutes in my basketball competition. So he just elaborates what happened at the last 3 minutes in my basketball competition. Now it's come to a generation, come to a scenario, we need to cultivate our children's thinking. Then only they can survive in this society. And 9MI, 9 multiple intelligence, is one of the activities that we emphasize in our center. We have different intelligence that need to develop. Like for example, this one is the picture smart. Some of the children, they are very good in socialize with the others. And this communication skill, I said there's 2 very, very important skill that we need to give to our children. One is thinking skill. Our children need how to think and need to cultivate their thinking skill. And this one cannot like you just press a button, suddenly your child become knowing how to think creatively, how to think, how to have the imagination skill. It needs to be trained. Second one is the communication skill. These two skills can make your child go very far. Communication is the missing part in most of the education center and missing in your child's life. We need to give them these two skills. So when we want to teach the children what is team building, we cannot teach them like that. We have to teach them, let them experience through activity. So through the activity, they will pick up. They will know what is team building, what is cooperation. How am I going to walk in this newspaper tunnel together with my friends and go together to achieve to the ending point. And this is the character building. If my child is good in study and have a special method to learn, we want our child have a very good character. We say only character can determine your child's future success, not the academic. You're good in study cannot determine your future success. But if you are good in character, can determine your future success. And this one of the activity, all the character building is not able to learn from the book. We have to have activity for the children to experience. This Mama Store is one of the activity that we our children to experience and develop their character. I need to skip because I'm time's up already. So this is the final story that I want to say to you. This is a little girl we call Catherine, a 5-year-old girl. If you Google, you can Google a lot about her info. Catherine is a 5-year-old girl. One day, she watched the TV broadcasting. Every 30 seconds, a child died in Africa. Then she started counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until 30. She collapsed and lay down on the floor. The mommy approached her, asked her, "What is happening to you, Catherine?" Catherine said, "A child just died." Then mommy checked together with her what happened to the child in Africa. Why every 30 seconds, not even a cup of coffee, a child is dying? Then they noticed the child died because of malaria, one of the very poisonous mosquito disease. So most of the African children, they need net to protect them, the mosquito net to protect them. Then 2 weeks later, the teacher called Catherine's mommy, said, your girl didn't pay the SNAP fees yet. Mommy asked Catherine, "What happened to you? I pay you the SNAP fee already. Why you didn't hand the SNAP fees to your teacher?" Catherine said, "I want to save the money. I want to buy a mosquito net for the African child." Mommy Google together with her again. Mommy take her and purchase a mosquito net for her. Then they Google again where they're supposed to send the mosquito net. They find an organization called Nothing Else But Net. So they send the net. The organization sent in an appreciation award certificate award to Kathleen. Say you as the youngest donator. And after that, Kathleen find it's not enough. Just a net is not enough. Then the teacher starts suggesting to her, why don't you have a fundraising? Then you can help more African children. Then she starts selling all her toys to have more fun. But the feedback is not very encouraging, not very good. So she starts thinking, if the certificate award can motivate me, why not the others? So she designed all the certificate awards for those purchased toys from her. So they see she's very cute, so they just purchased the toys from her. Then after that, she realized even with the fundraising, still not enough. Then the adults surrounding her start suggesting to her, why don't you write a letter to Bill Gates? You know, Bill Gates is the most richest man on the earth. So she wrote a letter to Bill Gates. Dear Mr. Bill Gates, do you know, every 30 seconds, there's a child die in Africa. And I heard most of the money is with you. Please save and help the children. Bill Gates is very touched, and he decided to donate USD 3 million to purchase the mosquito net. So Kathleen started with a simple thought. She saved 1 million children's life in Africa. So we can see 3 very important turning points in Kathleen's story. The first turning point is when she lay down on the floor. If you are the mommy, how you will do? You will kill Kathleen. You will kill her small thought. Start from that moment, or you will encourage her just like her mommy. You will scold her, don't be silly. There's nothing to do with you. A child died in Africa. Go and do your homework. The second turning point is when she wants to do the fundraising. The teacher suggests to her, you can do the fundraising. If you are Kathleen teachers, what will you do? What you will do? You will twist her and say, don't be silly. How many children you can save? There's a lot of children in Africa. You can save all the children in Africa just with your tiny strength. And the third turning point is when, if you are the adult surrounding Kathleen, when Kathleen said, I want to write a letter to Bill Gates, how you will respond to her? You will say, are you crazy? You thought, who is Bill Gates? Bill Gates will read your letter. How come you come out with such silly thought? Or you just encourage her to go on? So this is the last gift that I want to give to all the parents to bring home. If your child is Kathleen, what will you do for Kathleen? You can decide your child's destiny. They are in your hand. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ting.